I'm going to continue with the problem we stopped at. So we know that the function in this interval, all the y values will be above the x-axis, all of the y values will be positive in here, because we tested one value there and we found that it gave us a positive value. Then I'm going to choose a value between -3 and 3/2. So let's say the easiest thing is to put a 0. So let's say 0 to test the second interval. So if I put 0, I will get +3, so that's positive. If I put 0, I will get negative. And positive times negative is negative, so this interval will be negative. Then I will choose a value greater than 3/2. So let's say anything greater than 1.5. So let's say 5 or 3 or 4. Let's say 3. 3 plus 3 here will be positive, and if I put 3 here, I will have a positive, and positive times positive is positive. So this whole interval is positive. Now I need to write the solution that express the answer for this inequality. So which intervals I'm looking for, the positive or the negative? I need when the function is greater than 0. So greater than 0 means positive. So I'm looking for the intervals, the positive intervals. So where, at what values of x, the function is positive. The first interval is x less than -3. And the other interval is x greater than 3/2. This is how we write the answer. Another way to write it, you can write x belongs to -3 and -infinity, and we put that in round brackets because we don't include the borders, and x is an element of 3/2 and infinity. Okay? I think we write the negative infinity first. Anyway, the way you like to write it is fine. Okay? So this is how we solve the inequality. Make sure that you have a 0 factor. Find the zeros, make a line chart, see the positive and the negative intervals, choose the interval that matches the inequality, and that's it. Alright, let's have another example. Example 2, solve -2x cubed minus 6x squared plus 12x plus 16 less than or equal to 0. The first step of any factoring is to look for common factors. I see that -2 is common, so I factor it out. And that will leave x cubed plus plus 3x squared minus 6x minus 8, and that's less than or equal to 0. Then I can get rid of the -2. I can divide both sides by -2. In here, this will be that, and this will be 0. And I don't know what sign to put here, less than or equal to, like this one, or something has happened. The note says at the beginning, when we divide or multiply by a negative number, we have to flip that sign of the inequality. So this less than or equal to became greater than or equal to. Now I have a 0 on one side. I need to factor. I think fast factor 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 8. I will start to try them one by one until I get a 0. F of 1, if you put 1 here, you are not going to get a 0. F of negative 1, I think this will make it a 0 because you're going to get negative 1 plus 3 plus 6 minus 8, and that's, yes, equals 0. So if f of negative 1 equals 0, that tells me x plus 1 is a factor. I know that x plus 1 is a factor. My job now is to find the other factors by finding the quotient. So I am going to use synthetic division because it works in this case. Negative 1, I will put the coefficients. 1 goes down, negative 1, 2, so this is how it looks like. Now we can write this in factored form in factor and in a divisor and quotient form. So that will be x plus 1 times x squared plus 2x minus 8, and that's equal 0. Now we factor this as x, and we're going to have plus 4 minus 2 equals 0. Then we are going to find the zeros, which are x equal negative 1, x equal negative 4, x equals 2. Now we make the line chart and we test each interval, negative 4, negative 1, and positive 2. We are going to test each interval. So if I choose a value less than negative 4, let's say negative 5, if I put negative 5 in here, I will get a negative. If I put negative 5 in here, I will get another negative. If I put negative 5 in here, I will get 3 negatives. So when I multiply 3 negatives together, I will get a negative at the end. So this interval is negative. Then if I choose a value between negative 4 and negative 1, let's say any value you like, let's say negative 2. Negative 2 in the first thing will be negative. Negative 2 in here will be positive. Negative 2 here will give us negative. And the end result will be positive because I will have negative times positive, negative times negative is positive. So this interval is positive. Now I will choose a value between negative 1 and 2. So let's say 0. If I put 0, I will get positive, positive, negative, which will end up as a negative interval. Right? Negative interval. Then I choose a value greater than 2. Everything will be positive in this case. Let's say 3, positive. Positive, so the end result will be positive interval. Now I need to determine which intervals I want. I want the intervals greater than or equal to 0 because I already get rid of the negative 2 and the sign flipped. So I need the positive intervals. So that makes it x greater than or equal to negative 4 and x less than or equal to negative 1. This is the first interval. The second interval is x greater than or equal to 2. I don't know if you can see the red. X is greater than or equal to negative 4 and less than or equal to negative 1. And x is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, this is how we solve inequalities. Alright, we are done with the, almost we are done with the unit. I have like a mini class. I will do it with you on Monday. Until I see you on Monday, I want you to practice the following questions, please. So I will write them on the board. First thing is page 110, number 1EFG, number 3F, number 4F and G, number 6CE and G, number 7F, number 8D. Those are solving polynomial equations, and for solving polynomial inequalities, I want you to practice page 138, number 4, 6, and 7. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. Keep in your prayers, and see you on Monday.